Welcome to Fortyborn, the Limited Lorcana podcast, where a gaming veteran
and a gaming novice
explore all things Lorcana. With a focus on limited formats, we cover set reviews, strategy guides, and stuff that nobody asked for.
Let's get unscripted. You know, we haven't looked at the script for the intro like in a long time.
Yeah, we got it memorized.
We're good at this.
That's how you know that you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Well, yes. We know what we're doing. Today we're talking about rare cards.
There's a lot of them.
There's 48 rare cards in Into the Inklands, and we're going to try to talk about each one.
We are going to talk about each one.
In a timely manner. In a manner.
That's accurate. In a manner.
And trying to stay on topic, I saw Dune last night.
Nice.
Really good.
Really long?
Yeah.
But great.
Yes.
Yep. I'm going to go soon.
Okay. You got to finish the book first.
Yeah, yes. It's been a journey. I read half of Dune. Then I went and saw the first Dune. I didn't realize it was only the first half of the book. So that worked out perfect. But then I didn't read any more until like a week ago.
Hey, just as the prophecy said.
So I got a few pages to go.
A few hundred?
Yeah.
It's not a short book.
No, a few hundred's accurate. The movie was good, though. You liked it.
I loved it. I mean, people should take every movie recommendation I give with a grain of salt, because I would definitely include, like Avengers Endgame in my top 5. So I'm not really a connoisseur. I just kind of like explosions and stuff.
Top 5 all-time movies?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I think of it as like the experience of when I saw the movie.
Yeah.
And seeing that was a culmination of
this
so
is
much.
Coming from a guy that wore a superhero shirt 60 days in a row or something, right?
So today we're talking about the rare cards from Into the Inklands. We've got a few sealed pods under our belt. Still no drafts. No drafts. I don't think it's going to change that much, but we're going to give our grades.
Yeah.
A to F.
For the rares.
Yeah, and there's 48 of them, and we're going to do our best to move quickly, but we might have to split this up into 2 episodes or something. But honestly, we just need to get the set review out the door. At this point, most of the sealed stuff that's happened is already happened.
Yeah.
Wait, most of the sealed stuff that's going to happen in set 3 has already happened.
Right, there it is.
But it's fun to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you agree or disagree with our stuff, hop in the Discord.
Go off. Tell us.
Yeah, let us know how we're right or wrong. I don't take feedback personally unless it's from my wife.
Yeah, you got to sandwich it for Jake.
Yeah, 3 compliments, 1 bad. 3 compliments.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. You ready to get in there?
I am. I'm really ready.
Well, I'm glad I have my tabs set up properly. Up first, we have Baloo. So we're gonna go color by color, looking at each rare in like set number. So Baloo's like card number 1, etc. So up first, Baloo von Bruenwald the 13th.
It's long. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is. But cool card.
Yeah.
You pay 3 for a 0/3 that quests for 1, and he has Bodyguard. And when this character is banished, gain 2 lore.
I heard in the Discord the other day that Bodyguard we're kind of on the fence. We don't think he's that great. Is that the general consensus?
I think one person said that.
Oh, I took it to mean everyone.
I think Bodyguard's still great, but Bodyguard doesn't protect locations, which I've had opponents learn that the hard way, and I don't feel bad about it.
No, you shouldn't.
So Baloo's biggest problem is that he has no strength.
None.
Which means when people attack him, the only risk that they incur is you gaining lore from banishing him.
Feels like he's a guy that should have some strength.
Yeah, I wish that he just had even 1 point, but as is, I still think he's like a C+ in like an aggro deck, but in just like an average deck, I don't think he's actually that good. He's uninkable, 3-drop. On turn 3, you want to play stuff that can challenge your opponent's characters or protect your locations by challenging. He's really good at protecting your aggressive 1 and 2 lore, your 2 lore questers that you dropped on turn 1 and 2, if you have those.
Yeah.
That's like his best spot.
Right.
So he's fine. Mm-hmm. We are not on pace to go quickly through these.
No, we're not.
So he's a D outside of a aggro deck and an aggro deck. C+.
Yeah, just 47 to go.
Up next, Bernard, brand new agent.
Okay.
Really cute.
Adorable little rain jacket.
You pay 4 for a 1/5 that quests for 2, and he has an ability. At the end of your turn, if this character is exerted, you may ready another chosen character of yours.
Okay.
This is cool protection. It's like giving something evasive, but better because that thing can't be challenged. So it can be a card that has an ability you really want to protect, or that you want to use more often. It could be something that quests for a lot. You know, he's good in an aggressive slanted deck, but anything where you just have something you want to be exerting and then protect it, Bernard is good. And he has 5 willpower, so he's not super easy to take out.
Is Bernard from the Rescuers?
Don't know. Don't have time. So,
Lucky.
no, Bernard's good, and he's really cute. So I'm at a B-.
Nice.
He's also good with like a Firebird or something that's weak to being challenged back, so it can just take out something and then still be a threat that sits back.
Nice. Yeah.
And he quests for 2. We love 2 lore questers.
We do.
Up next, Lucky, the 15th puppy.
Mm-hmm.
You pay 4 for a 2/3 that quests for 1. It is uninkable, which is unfortunate. He has 2 abilities. 1, tap him, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You can put each character card with cost 2 or less into your hand, put the rest in the bottom of your deck in any order. And then he has another ability. Whenever this character quests, if you have 4 or more other characters in play, your other characters get +1 lore this turn. So the second ability is interesting, but it's not super likely that you're going to have him and 4 other characters out.
I did it once.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, in that situation, he's good. He's giving other stuff extra lore.
Maybe I was just lucky.
The first ability is what's exciting about Lucky.
I will say though too, you're right. It felt like both those abilities were ones when I see the Lucky card, I was really excited, and then I just didn't get to use the abilities as much as I wanted.
Yeah, because he dies pretty easily.
Yeah.
But you would think that he would be good in like a really aggressive list with a bunch of 1 or 2 cost characters, but in your average deck, you're probably going to have like 8 to 12 1 or 2 drops in your deck, just depending on how you build it.
Yeah.
If you have 10 characters in your deck that cost 2 or less, the odds that his ability hits even one character is 60%.
Okay.
So it's not that bad.
Yeah. Wow.
So he has 2 sometimes relevant abilities. I like Lucky. He's a B.
Mm-hmm.
Minnie Mouse, musical artist. So she is you pay 2 for a 1/3 that quests for 1. She has Singer 3, and whenever you play a character with Bodyguard, you can remove up to 2 damage from from chosen character.
Okay.
So separately, those abilities aren't super exciting, but there are a few relevant songs, and there are a few common and uncommon bodyguards. So put both of those together, and I think on average, she's about as good as if you had a 2/3. I mean,
yeah.
Neither one of these abilities are super game breaking, but they're occasionally relevant.
Yeah.
So she's a C.
Average Minnie.
Yep. Pluto, determined defender.
Kind of a lame name.
What would you name it?
Pluto, protective pup.
Yeah, that's a lot better. You pay 7 for a 3/8 that quests for 2. He has Shift 5. He has Bodyguard. And at the start of your turn, remove up to 3 damage from this character. So Bodyguard's great on things with big butts that quest for 2 or more lore. And he heals himself. So he's a B.
Yeah.
I normally don't talk about Shift much, but the 1-drop Pluto, I think it's like common, or maybe it's uncommon. It's on turn 5 when you would be shifting this guy. You don't really care about that Pluto anyways. It's already done its job. So this shift is actually good. I would shift this Pluto on turn 5.
Nice.
Because what you're shifting onto has already achieved its purpose and is no longer a relevant card, so you don't mind.
You don't mind cashing in that.
Yeah, basically getting rid of it.
Nice. Yeah. Shift
That's
happens.
the last character. Up next, we have a tricky card to evaluate in Limited, the Bare Necessities. It's a song. You pay 2. Chosen opponent reveals their hand and discards a non-character card of your choice. So it can hit items, locations, or actions.
Okay.
Which includes songs.
Right.
So you might look at this and think that this is removal, but it's not, because removal means that you take something off of the board.
Yeah.
This is taking something out of your opponent's hand. there is the risk that you miss, but there's also the risk that what you hit is not worth hitting. Like if you do this and you hit a 1-drop or a 1-cost action, you've now spent a card and 2 ink, or maybe exerted one of your characters. It's just the risk is not always worth the reward in a format where most people are running over 30 characters in their deck.
Yeah.
So also just think about it when you're behind. This is not what you want to be doing.
No.
On turn 2, this is not horrible, but on turn 10, oof.
That would hurt.
Speaking of what's bad on turn 10, Heart of Atlantis. So this is an item. It's uninkable, which is bad, but it costs 4. You can tap it, and you pay 2 less for the next character you play this turn. So the turn you play it, you can use it. That's worth noting.
Mm-hmm.
I have this at a F.
Ooh.
Unless you have like a bunch of 6 and 7 cost characters, specifically 7 cost characters, which is hard to do. But in that situation, I would consider playing Heart of Atlantis, because you could play this on turn 4 and use it to play a 2-drop. And then on turn 5, you would be able to play a 7-drop.
There you go.
Like imagine dropping Pluto on turn 5 without needing to shift.
Yeah.
That's strong.
That would be cool.
It's an F, but if you get enough 7-drops, throw it in there.
Then maybe throw it in.
Yeah.
Looks kind of neat.
It is uninkable though, so keep
Bad.
that in mind. It's also not good when you're behind, so keep that in mind. Up next, Pride Lands.
The Pride Lands.
It is uninkable.
Yep.
It costs, you pay 2. It costs 2 to move there. It has 7 willpower. Characters there get +2 willpower. If you have a prince or king character there, you pay 1 less to play characters. And at the start of your turn, you gain 1 lore.
Okay.
Kind of a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Yeah, so there are a few relevant princes and kings in the format, but I have this at a C+. It increases a character's willpower, which is cool. It's the first time we've seen that in Lorcana. There's 5 common or uncommon prince or king characters, but the cheapest one costs 4. So the earliest that you'd really get to use this ability is turn 5, and at that point, you're not really trying to discount your characters all that much. Like
Right.
it is still relevant, like we just talked about Heart of Atlantis being helpful in that situation, but it's just kind of too little too late on that second ability. There's not enough cheap prince and king characters.
Yeah.
But I would still play this just because it has 7 willpower, and the first ability, if you have 2 extra ink, congrats, you get to move something there and it has 2 more willpower.
Yeah, that's nice.
So C+ to me. Now that we've played more, I think people have just kind of, I don't know, me and other people in our Discord have just sort of settled on Pride Lands are fine. I mean, locations are fine. Like they're just average. They're better on the play. Currently, I mulligan them away if I'm on the draw. If I'm going second, I don't keep locations unless they're inkable.
Yeah.
And then I usually ink them.
Uh-huh.
But if I'm on the play, I'll keep locations.
Yeah.
They're good when you're ahead, and they're good at accelerating when you're already ahead. Next. Purple colors.
Okay.
And we are at, oh my goodness, 13 minutes.
1 color down.
Stop talking about Dune, dude.
We didn't even talk about the pizza.
Long live the fighters. Rafiki. Oh, mystical fighter. Didn't even. I was just quoting the movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Timely.
You pay 1 for a 0/2 that quests for 1. It has Challenger 3. And whenever he challenges a hyena character, this character takes no damage from the challenge. There's only 1 hyena character, and it's a 0/6. It's Shinzi, and I think she's like a super rare, so that basically doesn't exist.
Right.
So you might write this off, but I am happy with a Challenger 3, like on a 1-drop. This is a great 1-drop.
It's a great one drop, and it looks incredible.
Great art. C+.
No. B-.
Oh, I wrote this little tidbit in there for you.
Yeah.
Wait, you said B-?
Yeah, I want it to be better.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I think it's a C+, but we can put B- in the set review.
Okay.
I love Rafiki in the movie.
Yeah.
And when I portrayed Mordenkainen in our Dungeons and Dragons campaign, I was loosely basing him
Your performance on
Rafiki.
I love that.
Just the chaotic, like, but benevolent, but kind of scary
Yeah.
character.
That's great.
Okay, up next, I love this card.
Yep.
Stratos.
What is it actually?
No idea.
Stratos?
Tornado Titan. You pay 5 for a 4/4 with no lore. It has evasive. and it has an ability that you can tap it and gain lore equal to the number of Titan characters you have in play.
Fun.
So if you have him in play, you can just tap him and gain 1 lore because it counts itself.
Oh.
So this is a B- even if you don't have another Titan in your deck, but if you have more, it can be up to a B realistically. So, I mean, because if you can just exert it to gain 2, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But as is, 5 for a 4/4 that quests for 1 with evasive, I'll pay that any day.
Yeah, that's great.
And thankfully the uncommon Titans are both good, so I'm happy with it.
Nice.
I really like this card.
Really cool.
B, baby.
B.
Up next, bad card.
Ooh.
Treasure Guardian, Protector of the Cave. You pay 4 for a 6/6 that quests for 2. It's uninkable. This character cannot challenge or quest unless it is at a location. Oofty goofty.
Yikes.
So they kill your location and now you have...
Now you just got this
Yeah.
dead weighted treasure.
Yeah. So this is a F. In a location deck, I think I could give it a C-, because if you can keep it at locations or move it, then, it's great
you're
to have
okay.
pay 4 for a 6/6 that quests for 2.
Yeah.
But then if you factor in the cost to move it to things, you've probably now spent 5, 6, 7, 8 ink to keep it alive and moving around.
Yeah, you really need that free movement, those free movement cards.
Shouts out to that magic carpet.
Magic carpet.
Hey, Aladdin.
Yeah, they're trying.
They know what they're doing. Up next, Ursula, Sea Witch. You pay 3 for a 3/3 that quests for 1. Whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character cannot ready at the start of their next turn. Ursula is really good. Ursula's a B. She's uninkable. Because you can freeze one of your opponent's characters every turn, and the stats are good,
Yeah.
Like, she has so much board control where she can protect your locations, she can protect your characters. If they have something out that, is big and can take some of your stuff out and it's exerted, I don't know. That was not a great example, but like you will find more use for her than you think once you see her in play on a board. Yeah. This is one of those that we have seen to be better than we originally anticipated. I just changed the grade from a B- to a B.
And
So-
she looks cool.
Does.
Purple's got the purple, they're killing it right now.
Yeah. Well, it's about to go downhill because we are on a string of duds.
Oh, no.
Not really. Just 2 bad ones in a row. The first one, this is not bad. The Boss is on a roll. It's a song. You pay 3. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Put any number of them on the top or bottom of your deck in any order.
That's
gain
nice.
1 lore.
Oh, and you get a lore.
Yeah, just slap that on there. You get a lore. So I think this card's really good. It's not super exciting, but it's super versatile. It's cheap. It's singable. It gets you a lore guaranteed. It's not going to draw you a card, but it can clean up your next handful of draws.
Yeah.
Or if you're digging for a specific answer, it can put 5 cards on the bottom of your deck.
Uh-huh.
Like, once again, put this in your deck and you'll see how good it is.
Yeah. That's very true.
So you're happy with this on turn 4 or turn 10? Like, I'm a fan of Bosses on a roll. It's a B for me. I might be high on it, but that's
I feel like
okay.
it was already good, and then they're like, and just take a lore. Like, just a little cherry on top for you.
Yeah. According to Frank Karsten's math model for Lorcana, a card is worth 2 lore. So you're getting half a card's worth of lore already.
There you go.
I don't know how to do that math properly.
Yeah, I can't check his math. We'll just trust him.
All right, both of these items are Fs. The lamp is too situational. You're not going to find a Jafar or a genie. I'm not even going to read it. The sorcerer's hat is not good either because we're playing a game. Our format's singleton. You're going to name a card and look at the top card of your deck. There's no way you're going to get that right.
No, but kind of fun to do.
Yeah, put it in your deck and have fun and lose. You can do that. It's your prerogative. So those are both Fs.
I really respect, though, the player that's doing that. The player that's, putting that in there with the intent to use it.
I don't. So up next, I think the best... No, I'm just going to say it. It is the best location in the format, in the game, period. The Queen's Castle. You pay 4 for a location. Movement cost is 1. 7 willpower. Gains 2 lore. If that's all it did, I'm already,
Pleased.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But at the start of your turn, for each character you have here, you may draw a card. We like drawing cards, and this is great because you can play this, I don't know, on turn 6, move 2 characters there, and they now have to figure out how to solve this problem.
That'd be great.
Yeah, so I really like the Queen's Castle. because like I had this at a B. It excels when you're ahead, but I think it's also really good if you're at parity.
Yeah.
Like if you play this in a parity situation, they have to, like let's say you don't want to challenge requests and they don't want to challenge requests. You play this, they now are forced in a corner.
Yeah.
Now, once again, if you're behind, it's not great. But I think the fact that this is good in every other quadrant of quadrant theory, except for when you're behind, I think this is a B.
And this is the card draw happens at the start of every turn, or just when you move the characters there?
At the start of your turn, you would gain 2 lore, and then you would draw 1 card for each character at that location.
You have. Cool.
So I think it's best to play on turn 5, honestly. Because you play a 4-drop and move it there, and they now are going to have to exert at least 2 characters to take out this location.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
Sweet.
Queen's Castle, super good. Those are the purple cards.
All right.
On to the greens.
That went quicker.
Yeah, we're moving along at a clip. Is that a phrase?
I think so.
We're clipping along at a pace. I love this next one. I think it's my favorite 1-drop in the set. Cursed Merfolk. So you pay 1 for a 0/1 that quests for 2. It is uninkable. Whenever this character is challenged, each opponent chooses and discards a card. So this is just a good card because if you can play this on turn 1, it's really good. It's probably the best card you can play on turn 1 if you're going first.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's the best one drop in the set.
Shouts out.
You gain 2 lore until your opponent decides to discard a card and get rid of this.
I will say it was really frustrating to see out there when I played against it.
Yeah, so I think that this is like a B-. It's hard for me to give it anything higher than that just because it does its job super well, but at the end of the day, it can only do one thing well.
Yeah.
It's not versatile, and I think that sort of restricts it. It's uninkable, but we don't really care about that. It only costs 1.
Right.
Okay, up next. Helga Sinclair, Vengeful Partner. You pay 2 for a 2/1 that quests for 1. When this character is challenged and banished, banish the challenging character. So this is like a C+, I guess. I don't know. Your opponent gets to pick what they attack her with, so they sort of get to pick what's banished.
Yeah.
But it is kind of like a guaranteed 1-for-1. I mean, unless they use direct removal on it, which is also a 1-for-1.
Yeah.
As long as you just attack locations with her or quest, eventually she can do that forever until your opponent decides to do a 1-for-1.
Yep.
So she's fine. She's not incredible, but C+.
Yeah.
Up next, Morph. Space Goo. I remember we specifically said we wanted to see Morph.
Yeah.
We did. For Treasure Planet.
Here he is.
There he is. In all his glory. You pay 2 for a 2/1 that quests for 1. You may play any character with shift on this character as if this character had any name.
It's fun.
It's worded a little bit weird, but you can shift anything onto this. So we don't really love shift here at Fortyborn because you're signing yourself up to get a 2-for-1. Because you shift, and then once the thing that you shifted on top of Morph dies, you've now sacrificed 2 cards.
Yeah.
And that's not great.
Not always a great thing.
But Morph's quality depends on the quality of shift cards in your deck.
Yeah.
Like, what if you have the Floodborn Robin Hood? That's, like, absolutely worth shifting on turn 3. But Kit Cloud Kicker, not worth shifting.
No.
So I have him at just an average C
it's hard to
because
grade that.
It's hard to look at the ceiling and the floor. I don't know. It depends on what's in your deck. So it's hard for me to really rate this guy, but I wouldn't first pick Morph. I would pick up Morph if I already have a couple of Floodborns that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
You don't pick this hoping you stumble into good Floodborns later.
Right. Correct.
All of the best stuff you want to shift onto him is like super rare or legendary anyways.
Yeah.
Next, Peter Pan.
Petey.
You pay 4 for a 3/3 that quests for 1. Once per turn, when this character moves to a location, gain lore equal to that location's lore value.
Oh.
So you can shift him, like move him around and keep gaining lore. But I think he's like a D, maybe like a D+, because he's really only playable in a location deck.
Yeah.
If you're paying 4, you expect to get a 3/5 that quests for 1. I'd rather just have the 3/5.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd prefer to have the 5/3. Or if I can be picky, I'd rather just have the Firebird, which is a 6/2.
Yeah.
As is, paying 3/3 for something that can move around and sometimes gain some extra lore. I don't know.
It's, not the best.
But it is a way to gain lore without questing with him, which is nice. You can just like move him once per turn. You're like paying an ink to gain a lore.
Right.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
But it's not super guaranteed, even in a location deck, that you're going to have multiple locations out where you can move him around.
To do that, that's true.
Because once you move a character to a location, if there's just one out, you can't pay to move him away and then move him back.
Yeah, you need 2 locations.
You have to have 2 locations out to move him from one to the other.
Probably hard to find yourself in that scenario a lot of times.
Yeah. Up next, Robin Hood Daydreamer. Hey, John Lauren. I don't know who you are, but your art is
That's fire.
It's all in for me.
Yeah.
I always love the art that he does. I think he did the Honey Wizard as well.
Oh, yeah.
This person knows what's up.
Yeah, for real.
And this card knows what's up. You pay 6 for a 4/5 that quests for 4. That's it.
That's a lot of lore.
It's a B. Mm-hmm. This is just a mountain of stats on a 4/5.
Yes.
Like, this is the first vanilla 4-lore quester that we've seen, but the cost is so efficient. I think it's a B. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's any piece of removal in the set that can kill this, except for Prince Eric, which is super rare or legendary.
Yeah.
So super good.
Yeah, that's a great card.
Next, Stitch,
Good old Stitch.
Covert Agent. Pay 5 for a 3/3 that quests for 2. It has evasive, and while this character is at a location, he gains ward. So are we fine with paying 5 for a 3/3 that quests for 2? I am.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Don Carnage, but I'll take what I can get.
Yeah.
Like, I would take Stitch and put him in my deck.
Uh-huh.
So
Evasive.
I have him at a B-. You're overpaying, but Stitch is but evasive is over delivering. Every time I've played this format, evasive is what's winning games.
Yep.
Up next, man, these locations, the Fs just keep on coming.
They
Starlight
just
Vial.
keep coming.
You pay 4, it's uninkable. It's about helping you with items and stuff. Just don't play this card. And it's like, well, you can banish it and draw 2 cards and discard a card. You've now paid 6 ink to have a neutral card exchange.
Right.
You've spent this card to draw 2 cards and then discard one of them.
Not great.
No, that's not it, Chief.
Get it out of here.
Up next, good location. You pay 4 for a 2/6. Sorry, you pay 4 for a location. Movement cost is 2, so it's expensive. Willpower is 6, so that's a little bit low for a 4-drop. But it gains 2 lore at the start of your turn. And characters gain ward and evasive while here. So it's really good protection for your characters.
Yeah.
So people are incentivized to kill Fang because it's gaining lore and protecting your characters. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's also a good way, which I've used it, to surprise my opponent and take out their pesky evasive that they didn't see coming.
Right.
Because they think they're questing and they're totally safe. You drop Fang on turn 6 and pay 2 to move something that's already out on the board and it can take it out.
Done and done.
That's what they were. So I have Fang at a B-.
Okay.
So those are the green cards.
Green.
How are we feeling? We're halfway through.
Oof. A lot of cards, but we're doing great.
Yeah, we are. We got some good stuff to talk about, and I have no shame skipping the bad stuff. All right. Captain Hook, Master Swordsman.
Okay.
You pay 5 for a 5/4. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, ready this character. He cannot quest for the rest of this turn. So that's great. He can like machine gun a bunch of cheap stuff down. Characters named Peter Pan lose evasive and cannot gain evasive.
Whoa.
Yeah. So there's only one Peter Pan in the set that has evasive, and he's rare. So the second ability doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
But the first ability makes up for it. This is a B or a B- because you can play this and your opponent now has to be like extremely careful with how they quest, or you can easily set up a 2-for-1, or sometimes you can get a 3-for-1 with Hook.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah, he is.
All right. Maui, Whale.
Whale.
You pay 7 for an 8/8 that quests for 1.
Does it really just say whale?
Yeah. Maui, Whale.
They just nothing for the whale. Just wow.
Always ready to make a splash.
Oh.
This character cannot ready at the start of your turn. Oof. But you can pay 2 to ready this character, and then he cannot quest for the rest of this turn.
Ooh.
All right.
Talk to me.
I like this card a lot.
Okay.
Well, I like this card a B- amount.
Because of the 8s?
No, because you pay 2 and you can ready him over and over again. So if you play him on turn 7, then on turn 8, you have at least 7 ink available to you.
Yeah.
Which means you can challenge something, pay 2 to ready him, challenge something, pay 2 to ready him, challenge something, pay 2 to ready him, and challenge. You can challenge 4 times with Maui.
That'd be great.
And he's at 8/8, so you can just boom,
wiping stuff out.
Yeah, so I really like Maui. I call him Machine Gun Maui in my notes.
Machine Gun Maui. He's just a board shifter.
Yeah. So at first I really wrote this card off, but I think it's super good.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a B-, so not super good. Moana, Born Leader. Pay 5 for a 4/4 that quests for 2. She has Shift 3. Whenever this character quests while at a location, ready all other characters here. They cannot quest for the rest of this turn.
It's the most specific ability ever.
So you need her and multiple characters at a location, and then her ability is somewhat relevant. So really you're paying 5 for a 4/4 that quests for 2.
Yeah.
We expect to pay 5 and get a 5/5 that quests for 2.
Right.
So this is like, a C-, I would say, because you want more stats in this slot for what you're getting.
Yeah.
And even in a location deck, I just think it's way too situational. So it's really just, what are you willing to pay for a 4/4 that quests for 2?
Yeah. The ability's not making up for the lack of stats.
No. But she's fine. C-.
She's fine.
Up next, here's that Peter Pan that has evasive.
Okay.
So this is Peter Pan Pirate's Bane. You pay 6 for a 4/5 that quests for 2. It has Shift 4. Evasive. Whenever he challenges a pirate character, this character takes no damage from the challenge.
Nice.
So I would pay 6 just for a 4/5 that quests for 2.
Yeah.
But there's one very important pirate in this set.
Go
What?
on. No, yeah. Well, just a funny sentence.
Oh.
There's one very important pirate in this set.
Don Carnage
Donnie K.
is a pirate.
Yeah.
So Peter Pan
Coolest.
is the perfect answer to Don Carnage because he can kill Don Carnage and he takes no damage. And now you have a 4/5 that quests for 2.
Are we sure it's not Carnage?
I'm not sure.
Carnage? Carnage.
I'm going to say what I say and we'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
Uh-huh.
So up next, Simba, Scrappy Cub. You pay 2 for a 1/1 that quests for 3. That's it.
Yep.
It's uninkable. This is only going in like a deck with bodyguards and or like an aggro list.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can play accordingly, he's fine. But outside of that, I still have him at like a C- because you're basically paying 2 to gain 3 lore one time.
One time.
Yeah, so I don't think it's that bad. But
Yeah.
all he's doing is gaining lore and then dying, unless you have bodyguards.
Right.
All right, actions. Well, just one. On your feet now.
Action.
It is an uninkable action. You pay 4. Ready all of your characters and deal 1 damage to each of them. They cannot quest for the rest of this turn. There are situations in which this is good, but there's not many. So this is a D.
Yeah.
It's a good way to like just obliterate a location out of nowhere because you can like challenge some stuff, hit everything, re-ready it, challenge again. But an uninkable 4-cost action that does 1 damage to all of your own stuff is just the cost is too high.
It can't feel good, right?
No, it's way too situational. It's a D, maybe an F. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's probably an F actually. Up next, maybe the best item in the set.
Whoa.
It's up there.
It goes against my theory.
What, you don't think that looks cool?
It's called what?
Maui's fish hook.
That's... Nope. I don't.
You don't think it looks cool?
No.
Oh. I don't know how they can make an item look cool.
No, yeah, I don't think it's definitely not the artist's fault.
It's not you, Peter Brockhammer. It's Taylor.
Yeah.
So it's inkable. I don't know. I'm only supposed to say if it's not inkable. Sorry. I'll never forgive myself.
Oh, man.
You pay 3 for an item. If you have a character named Maui in play, you can use this item's shapeshift ability for free. So it has an ability called shapeshift. Tap this item, pay 2, chosen character gains evasive until the start of your next turn, or chosen character gets +3 strength this turn. So you get to pick one of those options. You can give something evasive, which is it'll protect it for a turn that lasts through your opponent's next turn.
Okay,
it's
nice.
worth noting.
Yeah.
Or you can use it to attack your opponent's stuff.
Right.
To give your guy more strength just for this turn. So it has good, it's very multi-purpose.
It's versatile.
If you have 2 extra ink, or if you have a Maui out, you can do it for free.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. It's very versatile. Originally we had this at like a C plus. I think it's probably more like a B- or a B.
Whoa.
Yeah, maybe a B, because you can really protect stuff and keep your stuff around with Maui's fishhook, which is nice.
And this is just pay 2 every time you can do that.
Yeah,
Cool.
every turn you can give something evasive, and we've said evasive is how you win games.
How you win the
Into
game.
Inklands.
Mm-hmm.
You need air superiority.
Right.
All right, I like that item. It's great. Up next, RLS Legacy.
Oh man. Mems.
Your favorite.
Rip.
It's a location. It's uninkable. You pay 4. It costs 3 to move there. It has 8 willpower, and it gains 2 lore at the start of your turn. Characters gain evasive while here. If you have a character here, you can pay 2 less to move a character of yours here. So the first time you move something there, it costs 3. After that, it costs 1.
Yep. It just all sounds so good.
And then it dies.
And then it dies. Every time.
I think RLS Legacy is like a C+. Giving stuff evasive is super good.
Yeah.
But the initial investment of 3 to move something there is pretty steep.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So if you can cheat the movement cost, I would definitely play RLS Legacy.
Yeah,
like if you have like a couple of magic carpets, for sure.
Yeah, that would help. I want to hear people's RLS Legacy success stories in the Discord. Drop it. Tell me about how it just worked so well for you.
If you or a loved one is suffering from RLS Legacy, please reach out in the Fortyborn Discord to receive compensation.
Oh.
Not compensation, commiseration. Sorry.
Something.
Yeah.
I need something.
Maybe these blue cards will help.
All right, blues.
Spoiler alert. They won't. All right. Audrey Ramirez. You pay 5 for a 2/5 that quests for 2, and it has ward. Whenever this character quests, ready one of your items. The only item in the set that I want to ready is Maui's fishhook, and it's a rare, so this is a D+.
Yep.
Remember, the Honey Wizard stat line is a 5/5 that quests for 2, so we're getting 3 less strength than we get ward, which we're not really excited about, and we get to ready items that we don't care about.
Nice.
Next, Euro Gear Loose.
What?
Euro,
Yeah.
like the sandwich.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's gyro.
Gyro.
I think it's probably gyro, actually.
Gyro gear loose.
I like Euro, though.
Euro.
I just like knowing that that's how you say that word.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm still saying it wrong. You pay 3 for a 1/4 that quests for 1. Has an ability. Tap this, fella. Put an item card from your discard on the top of your deck. Don't do this. Don't play this card.
Yeah, that sounds like bad.
Yeah, this is a F. There's not a single item that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to put this on top of my deck. Like, there are fine items, but you don't, like, what's banishing your items? How are your items getting in your discard? It's just not real.
A good point.
Bad card feels bad. All right, up next. A cutie patootie named Huey.
Nice.
You pay 2 for a 2/2 that quests for 1. It has support. And whenever this character quests, if you have characters named Dewey and Louie in play, you may draw 3 cards.
Nice.
Now, we have a bounty out on this. If you pull this off in a limited game, please take a photo and share it in the Discord.
Yeah, for sure.
Knive would love to see it. And I would.
Yeah.
So Huey's brothers are excellent. They're way better than him. They're bigger and they have more stats for support and they quest for 2. But Huey's still a C+.
Yeah.
I mean, support is good. If you have a 1-drop and him, then the 1-drop can take out like locations more easily, like on turn 3 or whatever. But the draw ability is extremely unlikely, but both of his brothers are good enough to play, so if I see him, I would take him.
It could happen. Yeah, I played a little Huey.
Yeah. Up next, Mama Odie.
Uninkable.
Mystical Maven. It is uninkable. You pay 3 for a 1/3 that quests for 1. Whenever you play a song, you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exerted. So there's 7 common and uncommon songs in the format, a few of which are pretty good. So if you can get Mama Odie to trigger even one time, then she's basically a Mickey Mouse detective, which was really good in the first chapter.
Getting those inks.
So she's better in like a ramp list, meaning a list where you have multiple 6 and 7 drops.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like a C minus. I mean, she's maybe even lower. I might be too high on her. But I think in the right deck, she can shine. If you have some relevant songs, there are a few songs that I'm happy to have a few copies of, and you have some 6 and 7 drops, I'd love to play Mama Odie.
Throw her in there.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Once again, ramp that doesn't require you to lose a card out of your hand is good ramp.
That's good.
And you can you can get the value on turn 3. You can use your 2-drop to sing the green 2-cost card that lets you draw 2 and then keep 1. Or lets you draw 2 and then discard a card. If you play her on turn 3 and sing that with your 2-drop that you played on turn 2, that's a fire sequence.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also pretty niche. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry about it.
It was a specific.
I just got excited about something that I did one time.
Yeah, I could tell. The eyes were just glimmering over there.
Friend Like Me. So you pay 5. It's a song. Each player puts the top 3 cards of their deck into their inkwell face down and exerted.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is an F. Once again, like I just said with Mama Odie, there might be a ramp deck that exists in this format. It's going to be too hard to pull off, but there are a few common and uncommon 6 and 7 ink characters, which is like the only reason I even think a ramp list is possible in the Inklands. Because normally we don't have any, or maybe like 1.
Yeah.
But the fact that we have common and uncommon 6 and 7 drop characters, if you can sing Friend Like Me and actually use the extra ink and your opponent doesn't have a use for extra ink, like you're both top decking or whatever, there are situations where this is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But even in that deck, this is like a C at best.
Yeah.
You know, you're giving your opponent ink. You don't want to be doing that.
Not
so
great.
this is a F.
Mm-hmm.
And you never want to pay for this. You should only sing it.
Right.
Whatever. Enough about that bad card. Aurelian Gyro Sensor. Oh, Aurelian Euro Sensor.
It sounds better that way, actually.
So you pay 2 for an item. Whenever one of your character's quests, you may look at the top card of your deck. Put it on either the top or the bottom of your deck.
Ooh.
So this unassuming card is a really good way to grind out an advantage over the course of a game.
Yeah.
This is a good way to break parity. Because you get to manipulate the top of your deck every single time one of your character's quests, which is absurdly strong.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, this is a great parity breaker later in the game. Like, if you're questing with stuff, you get to make sure that you're drawing gas.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a B minus.
I really like that card.
Yeah, Aurelian Euro Sensor. Heart of Tafiti. You pay 3 for an item. Tap this item, pay 2, put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exerted. This is F. It's just too slow for limited. Like, you can't... you could play this on turn 5 and use it, but you've now spent your entire turn 5 gaining one ink.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. Like, it's too expensive and slow. Like, if you play this on turn 3 and then use it on turn 4, you've now taken a turn and a half off just so that you can play a 6-drop on turn 5.
Right.
Like, this isn't constructed. We're not trying to get the 12 ink.
You're right. It takes too long.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's too expensive, too slow. It's an F.
Bummer.
Bell's house.
Location.
In the middle of the street. This is bad. This is an F.
Ooh.
If you have a character here, you can pay 1 less to play items. I'm not even going to read the rest of the card. We don't care about discounting items. It's an F. Don't put this even in a location deck.
Don't even look at it.
It gains 0 lore.
Oh.
It's so bad. All right. The gray cards.
Gray. Is this the last color?
Big Gus. Yep.
Wow.
Gustav the Giant. You pay 3 for a 6/6 that quests for 1, so you know it's going to have some bad stuff coming up. This character enters play exerted and cannot ready at the start of your turn. During your turn, whenever one of your other characters banishes another character in a challenge, you may ready this character. So I know that this sounds like an extreme drawback, but I don't think it's that bad because your opponent has to exert their characters to play the game. Like, that's just how you play limited. Mm-hmm. So when you banish one of their characters, he gets to ready. And then if you can banish multiple characters in one turn, then he can ready multiple times. Like he's
Oh yeah.
it's the same like Maui. You know, you can trigger his readying multiple times.
Right.
So I have him at like a C plus. I don't think he's incredible, but I would play him.
Yeah. I played against him, and it didn't seem like that was that enough of a drawback. He was fine.
It's still scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It makes people definitely not want to challenge or open themselves up to get challenged.
Yes. Hey,
Sorry. Someone's at our house.
Oh.
1 second. All right, we're live. My neighbor was bringing us bread. We got half a loaf of sourdough.
Oh, nice.
What a good exchange.
Yeah, seriously. Wish I had neighbors like that.
You did.
That's true. That's true.
And then we moved. All right, Hades. Hot-headed ruler. You pay 6 for a 5/5 that quests for 2. Sorry about that. You can tap him to ready your Titan characters. We've said that the Titans are good. All of them are good and playable. So if you have Titans, he's even better. But if you have no Titans, he's still fine. You know, he's like a C plus with Titans. Without Titans, he's like a C. I mean, you paying 6 for a 5/5 that quests for 2. I'm not that mad about that.
No.
I'd rather not, but I'll do it.
I'll do it.
So, yeah, the more Titans you have, the better he gets.
Right.
I wouldn't first pick him, but I'd second pick him.
What about third pick 'em?
I wouldn't dare.
Hear me out. Fourth pick 'em.
Man, I wish somebody would pass me Hades on the 4th pick. Up next, maybe the best location payoff in the set.
Hi ho.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he is the best location payoff in the set. John Silver, Greedy Treasure Seeker. You pay 3 for a 3/3 that quests for 1. For each location you have in play, this character gains resist 1 and +1 lore.
Whoa.
Yeah. So he's like a build around B plus.
Yeah. Hammer that location deck with some Johnny Silvers.
Yeah, I mean, if you have 2 locations out, he's a 3/3 that quests for 3 and has resist 2.
That's great.
That's just silly. Yeah, and you don't have to move him to a location. You literally just
gotta
have
exist.
the location must exist. That's it.
That's nice.
Yeah, he's good. I would happily first pick him and then go quite deep into locations.
Yeah, you do not want to see that guy come out.
No, you're gonna have a bad time. But I would play him in a deck with 0 locations.
Yeah.
Let me be clear. I wouldn't want to do that. If I needed another 3-drop, I'm fine with him.
Mm-hmm.
But even if I just had like 1 location, you know, whatever, he's good.
Yeah.
He goes in any deck. Up next, Mufasa, champion of the Pride Lands.
Mm-hmm.
He looks so sassy in this art.
He looks like his head is way too big for his body.
You hear that? Ivana Kisa and Livio Cacciatore.
There's no way you pronounce their names correctly.
Isn't Cacciatore like a dish?
I don't know, but
Cacciatore.
it feels like...
Yeah, it is a dish. Cacciatore, chicken cacciatore,
That's how it's spelled?
is an easy thrown together meal and with the most delicious sauce full of incredible flavors.
We should make that.
Okay, so you pay 7 for a 3/10 that quests for 3. Just a pile of stats. I mean, and piles of stats are good in this format. I think he's like a C plus. If you can get a little bit of ramp, this is one of those, like, just a good. I mean, if you play this on turn 7,
Yeah, my opponent did that.
it's gonna hurt.
It did.
Yeah, he's really good and he's really hard to get rid of because there's nothing. The only unconditional removal in the set is Prince Eric, who is super rare. All right, up next, a good Titan,
Oh,
Pyros.
so cool.
Yeah, you pay 5 for a 5/4 that quests for 1. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may ready a chosen character.
Love it.
So he can pick himself or something else.
Mm-hmm.
So it can just ready itself over and over again. Not over and over. It's probably only going to work like twice. But also, if you have Hades, you know, like we mentioned, this is a great synergy with Hades.
Yep.
Just all of the Titans are good, and putting them all in a deck is going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
But Pyros is great in a deck without a single other Titan.
Yeah.
The ability to ready over and over is good because you can really easily get a 2-for-1 with this guy.
Yep, super helpful.
Also, note that it doesn't say it cannot quest for the rest of this turn. It can. So it can banish something and then ready and quest. So
Cool.
we like this guy.
Be a fun little move.
That's the last rare character.
All right.
Only the best action in the set and then some mediocre stuff. And then we're done.
Oh my gosh.
And then along came Zeus.
That you're gonna sing it.
I don't know how to sing it. I don't know this song. He hurled his thunderbolt. He zapped, locked those suckers in a vault. They're trapped, and on his own stopped chaos in its tracks.
It's nice. It was kind of like slam poetry.
So you pay 4. It is uninkable, but it is a song. Deal 5 damage to chosen character or location.
Ooh,
5 damage is quite a lot of damage.
that's a lot of damage.
Very versatile. It's singable. This is a B+. This is the best song and the best removal action in the format.
Yep.
I would pick this over every other rare card in the set and over most of the super rares and legendaries.
Wow.
This is, you want at least 1 copy in every deck. Good luck making that happen, but it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what else to say.
Just amazing.
Map of Treasure Planet. You pay 3 for an item. You can tap it to pay 1 less for the next action you play this turn, and you can pay 1 less to move your characters to a location. So
Sounds like something's about to hit your house.
someone else is in our front porch. No, we live next to the hospital, so when you hear that,
Oh, it's a chopper.
yeah, somebody's having a bad day.
Oof.
So, wow, really ending on a. So, Map of Treasure Planet. The biggest problem with location decks is the movement cost.
Yeah.
So this is great because it discounts movement costs.
Yeah.
So this is like a build around B-.
Okay.
You know, in a location deck you would play this, but it's still not an excellent pay. Like,
Yeah, no.
it's more like a support for locations.
Okay.
It makes it cheaper to play them and cheaper to move them. Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah.
But outside of a location deck, this is an F.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah. Last rare of the set, Maui's Place of Exile.
Okay.
So you pay 2 for a location, costs 1 to move there, and has 5 willpower. Characters gain resist 1 while here. So resist is good, and that's the reason that this is like a B- in my mind. Maybe a C+. It doesn't gain lore, which is a problem. I really wish that it did.
Yeah.
But it is what I'm calling a proactive location, meaning it gains a benefit the turn that it's played, because you can play this, pay to move something here, and that thing now has resist, and maybe you can make a favorable challenge that wasn't previously available to you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now if they want to attack back, they have to decide to take this thing out that is not gaining you lore. You know, it does.
Yeah.
It does sort of. It's like a small enough of an advantage to be annoying without them being like, this location must die immediately.
Right. Yeah. So they might let you leave it around for a minute and reap that benefit.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those are the rare cards.
All of them.
All 48.
That's only like a minute per card. We did pretty good.
Yeah, I think we did do pretty good.
Yeah.
This is a good episode.
We're good. We are good at this.
Yeah, I don't really feel like doing a pack 1 pick 1. We kind of started with a pack 1 pick 1
Yeah.
because I said I love Dune.
Right. And I'm reading Dune. I can read.
Yeah. And I guess we'll find out in a few episodes if you finish the book in time.
Yeah.
Because we're about to record the super rare and legendaries. So when these come out, I'll be in Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hear this episode, if you have any recommendations for Vancouver, share them in the Discord, and I won't see them, but Taylor can send them to me.
Perfect. Because
I'm trying to disconnect to connect.
Nice. That's good for you. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, we'll see how it holds up. I'm also casting some matches for the Glimmer Gang Gauntlet.
Yeah,
so,
tune in.
Tune into that. I'm casting the first match, which is Katie from Live Laugh Lorcana versus Blake from the Glimmer Gang. So if you want to hear me try to cast for the first time, I'm sure it's going to go great.
No doubt. When is that?
Some doubts.
When can we tune in?
I'm hoping to record it tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll
That's
see.
exciting.
I don't know when it's going to be released, but sometime in March.
Okay. Cool.
And then we got our first guest queued up for 2 weeks after this comes out.
Very excited about that.
I'm shocked this person said yes.
That I am as well.
No shade towards them, mainly towards us.
Yeah.
I think that maybe they haven't heard our... No, they said that they have. All right. See y'all.
Bye.